June 29th, 2025. How's it going, guys? Well, I got another video for you. What are we going to talk about? Kansas City, Independence, Missouri. We're going to talk about crime. We're going to talk about drugs. We're going to talk about the homeless. And we're going to talk about Walmart parking lot. Oh, boy. Well, where should we begin? Well, I tell you what. Now, we're all getting ready here for the 4th. And my old grill out here is about rusted out. So I went and just got a cheap little grill here from Walmart. And, you know, they got those pickup deals where you go pick them up, you know, because sometimes they're not, you know, out on the shelves where, you know, you think you can get them. And had this one guy brought this out. Well, it wasn't this one. He hands it to me real quick and takes off. Okay. You're looking at it. Me and my son look back there and back. It's got a big old hole on one end, and it's all rusty. Now, this is the one down here on a Bulger Road down here off of, what is that, 39th Street, Walmart here in good old Independence, Missouri. But we're going to talk about a lot more than that now. I yelled at the guy, said, hey, this thing, it's damaged. It's rusted. Oh, he didn't like that, but, you know, he had to go get another one. Well, we're going to talk about that, too, a little bit. But I was over there Friday, and this parking lot's a dangerous parking lot. Got a lot of bad homeless people, a lot of drugs, druggies, meth heads. And we're going to talk about meth heads tonight, too. But when I come out Friday, there was a guy and gal in a vehicle, in a pickup truck. And it was like one of those double kind of like cabs. And these two people, this guy and gal, they were fighting in the back end of this. Saying, this guy said, I'm going to kill you. Well, guess what? I got that on my body cam. I got that on the dash cam. And he was trying to kill, him and this gal was going at it pretty good. Well, I just want you to understand, this is Kansas City. This is Independence, Missouri. And crime and the drugs and everything are still flowing. It's flowing more than it was before. And if they try to say it's not, they're lying. And I got some stuff to show you tonight here. And it's been a doozy of a week and a weekend. And a lot of stuff going on. Now, there are some, police that are actually trying to get some of this done and get some of this corrected. But then the other ones, I don't know. You know, some of it's not being really taken care of. I'm passing a lot of cars, a lot of temp tag, a lot of still no tags at all on these cars. And they could be from China. They could be from Mexico. They could be from Central America. They could be from, you know, any place on the planet. And nobody seems to care. They could be, you know, killer, drug dealer. But a lot of this still ain't getting done. So we're going to show some of that. I'm going to show the homeless that are violent and dangerous. There's a guy up here that actually went off on a person yelling across at a person up here on 40 Highway by Lee Summit Road. And you can see him. It's kind of blurry, but you can see him with his fist, throwing his fist up in there. And like I say, I got a little bit of audio I want you guys to listen to from when I was driving past over here at Walmart with this guy who was trying to kill this gal in this back. Now, this is where you're going if you come into Kansas City or Independence, Missouri here, and nothing's being checked on this. I was thinking, if that guy would have killed that gal, nobody knew. You'd probably find the body 6 months later here, if they find it at all. So, let's take a look at some of this. All right, guys, so what I'm going to show you right now, because I don't want to lose this, because I had a deal come up. I don't want this getting erased, so I'm going to show this real quick. Then I'm going to show that Walmart. But we just come back, me and my son's come back from Maristar last night. And old Kansas City, Missouri was flying down here on 435, going southbound. I want to show that real quick, so hold on. Just another day here in Kansas City. Definitely wanted to show this because over the past week here, me over here, I go to the zoo over here in Kansas City, Missouri, but I'm in Independence. I go through Raytown, and I passed multiple police vehicles on runs at a constant rate. So what is that saying? I mean, things aren't quiet here. They still got a lot of problems. But I wanted to show that. So let's get on with this. Hold on. I want to show, like I say, I want you guys to see this real quick. So hold on. Okay, guys. So this is a still shot of this pickup truck up here at the Walmart parking lot. I'm going to play the audio because this was off my body cam, basically. You can actually hear them screaming. Okay, guys? And, I mean, this guy's, I'm going to kill you. And they were actually throwing punches at one another in the back of this truck. Now, what's wild is how, you got Walmart, they got their little security vehicle drives around, but nobody does anything. Nobody enforces anything. Now, this is Independence, Missouri. This is Kansas City, but this is Independence, Missouri here. And this is the truck. This is where they were going. And I was looking back there, I thought, man, unbelievable. I was thinking, this guy could kill this gal in this truck. Go dump her body up there by Bass Pro. They'd never. I mean, like anybody here in Kansas City or Independence really cares, huh, guys? Well, I want you guys to hear this in a little bit. Like I say, it's a little bit of a story, but you can hear it. So hold on. Okay, guys. Now, what you're gonna be hearing right here is about at 24 seconds. You can really hear them get loud, but before that, you're gonna hear me kind of say, "Great," yeah, because as I turned there, coming out of Walmart. They were screaming so loud you could hear them like from a half a block away. And nobody was even checking any of this. So I want you guys to listen to this. I hope you guys can hear it good enough. You hear that, man? You're going to kill that gal. I'm going to kill you, is what he said. And I'm going to do this again. Like I said, I want you guys to hear this. I'm going to try to push this a little bit closer here. He also said effing bitch, too, on it. I'll just say it like that. So hold on, guys. Okay, guys, now I'm going to show this. This is when I first went into Walmart, and that truck was still sitting there. So all the time I went into Walmart, was in there, came back out even. And then, like I say, you got a lot of homeless that's traveling across here, too. Some of them are druggies, and it's bad. It's not good. It's not safe. But I wanted to show that truck was still sitting there. Like I say, before and after, and I wanted to show this before. Let's try to stop this here. And there it is right there. So they, who knows how long they were going at it. Because I was in the Walmart, I don't know, probably 20 minutes. And, I mean, somebody could get killed right in the parking lot here. No, I care. And their security is going around. What were they doing? Well, God just to make a show of all this, don't we here, guys? So hold on. We're not done yet. Okay, guys. Now this is up at 40 Highway and Lee Summit Road. I'm going to make a right off Lee Summit. Going back, it'll be going, let's see, twisted around here. I'd be westward bound on 40 Highway. But this would be going south here, is up here right at the intersection. But this guy right here, some of these people that are homeless, or the ones that are on drugs that are homeless, are very dangerous. Now, there's a vehicle, you're not going to be able to really see it very well. It pulls up over here on this other side. But this guy, he starts throwing his fist up and down and yelling and screaming. And who wants to live with around these people like this? And we pay taxes here. This stuff needs to be cleaned up. This is Kansas City. This is Independence, Missouri. But what's being done? Let's just watch this. You see him throwing his hands around? He threw his fist up. Look at him. I redid this. I pulled it back a couple, 3 times when that truck pulled up. There was over a car over there, too, that he was yelling and screaming at. Look at that. Oh, well, these homeless, they're safe. There's nothing mentally wrong with them, and they're on drugs or they're moving the drugs, but, that's okay, right, guys? And this was just this weekend here in Independence, Missouri, here in Kansas City. Oh, it don't stop. It's still going on. Hold on, guys. So let's talk about something here about Jackson County, because Jackson County here has also had a lot of problems. They've put it to everybody with the taxes and stuff, and somebody's putting a lot of money in their pocket and stuff. But what is amazing, they built this facility over here, and how Independence over here on this area, on this left side, where Gordman's and Toys R Us, it's like a drug haven. They got people dealing all the time. Shoot, there was people even with the fireworks stands up there off on the backside. They've even dumped more trash again up here by the Gordman's parking lot up over there by the cinema. But what caught my eye? Now I think this was Friday morning. You see this vehicle here? Well, this is a Jackson County sheriff. Okay. And it made me think, well, I wonder who owns this tent. Did they pay Jackson County to, watch here that morning before? Or did they could be even a police officer that owns it, renting it out. Now, I know a little bit about fireworks stands because my dad worked for Hudson Oil Company. Hudson Oil Company used to put up basically fireworks stands even, and sell fireworks even. He even had to do that for Hudson. But I'm thinking about this for a bit. I'm thinking, well, I wonder, what's going on here, because see, down the road here were Assado's, Tool Shed, and what they used to call DeCarlo's, which was the Italians down there. And Jackson County Sheriff would sit down at DeCarlo's and patrol DeCarlo's to keep the peace. From where the Tool Shed was, which is Kansas City, Missouri, and also, well, no, I shouldn't say Tool Shed is in Kansas City, Missouri. Tool Shed supposedly is in Independence, which is weird because you go a couple blocks up the road to where Doc Holliday's used to be, which is what they call Assado's, and that's in Kansas City, Missouri. So I was just thinking, I wonder, who's, getting some money off this deal. And that's kind of weird. Because what bothers me about this is, they tore this down, the Steak and Shake down over, which was a good thing. Because they had so many homeless over here, that was a good thing. But then I get to think, well, how often could Jackson County come up here and maybe take a look at where these other homeless are and the ones that are dealing the drugs? Because, see, there's Audis, there's Mercedes, there's a Escalade sitting on both these parking lots up here. Don't seem like stuff's getting done. Well, somebody's getting money in their pocket. And even when I went by Fiska a couple nights back over here off 435 and 23rd, now it's been cut down a lot. They've been doing a lot better. But guess what? There's a nice fancy vehicle sitting there a couple days before. Back up in the cave area over there. They're still dealing those drugs. Because somebody's got a handle on these same locations. Same locations. Nothing getting done. Well, because they must want it to keep running. Because, you could stop it. You could get some of these bad guys off the road. Now, Independence, I have seen some of the Independence police. They've been doing their job. Down on 23rd, down there by Fisk and stuff. they've really been patrolling. I've seen some of their, like I say, they've been doing a good job. They've been doing a pretty good job. I don't know if I got a deal. I'll see if I can find it real quick. But I'm going to show it as maybe last night. They were actually going from one area to the other and setting just for a few minutes at those convenience stores, kind of keeping the riffraff down and the drugs down. Which Independence, like I say, that. But this stuff here, somebody footing. Somebody doing something here. And this is a joke. You know, it's just like this deal up here at Strike and Spare. I still want to know who... you know, by that Tom's Bar and the rest, it all seems intertwined and connected. Well, there's a machine deal, like shop deal going up in there, I guess, unless they're working on them. But then I got thinking, well, if they are doing machining up there, how is it zoned? And of course, it's zoned business, but I got thinking, you know, you'd have to have cutting fluid. Because, see, I worked for a place that actually was doing machining. And it made me think about something for a second. You know, you got to have somebody come get that dirty oil, that cutting oil and stuff, okay? Got to be licensed for that, too. I wonder if they are up here, up where those Strike and Spare is. A lot of meth, you know, that meth recovery place up there, there's a lot of boomers come in out here. They think that's a joke going up and down the street. But then I get to wonder how they let so many of these people come into this area and what they promised them. You know, you got these rental properties now that that they've rented out to these, you know, like you say, the meth heads and the other ones. And tonight, I'm going to show a couple more things. Hold on, guys. Now, I want to show this Lexus. And you know what's really amazing? If, you know, the police here, I go past, I don't know how many of these Lexuses and Mercedes and Audis and stuff. They either don't have no license plates at all, or their temp tags are expired. Well, now, how can you be driving an expensive car like that, not have no car insurance? And then what kills me, are these police letting these people go? Because if they don't have the title and they don't have license plates, they don't have insurance. So right there, that should be a dead stop. Those cars should be towed and impounded because they don't have insurance on their vehicle. You have to have, you know, there was some other stuff that took place. Now, hold on. I'm going to talk about that. What I wanted to show right here, this is when I was going back towards 40 Highway. It heads out on I-70. So maybe, just maybe the State Highway Patrol could set up here, maybe by Nolan up here in between here and Lee Summit. They used to. Maybe they could get a few more of these bad guys. You know, if State Highway Patrol, they like getting the bad guys. But I wanted to show that real quick too. We're not done yet. Hold on. Okay, guys. Now what I'm showing right here is Independence, and they were doing a good job. Because it was down here, down in the other area off 435, and he came down here and he pulled in this convenience store down here. This was just last night. And he was just kind of sitting there. And 23rd Street was pretty quiet. I didn't see a whole lot of activity going on and stuff. You know? I wanted to show that because there is some of them out there trying to do a lot of good, trying to get some of this bad stuff down. But then there's still a lot of bad stuff going on that needs to be turned off out there. Now, hold on, guys. Oh, yeah. One real quick note. They're still moving the drugs, and they're still hooking down here prostitution-wise down here at this station down here at this BP at 23rd and Chrysler. And this has to do with the biker, because this guy, sometimes he's on a Harley motorcycle. He's in an SUV last night. He was here, and he was having a fit. He's I don't know where his old lady was going there, what she was doing. I guess maybe she was out and about with one of the Johns. But it's still going on. Independence needs to be watching this on this part of it. Now, like I say, they're doing a lot of good. They're keeping it, and they're going to have to do a lot better because you know why? There's a new station down on 23rd Street. It's going to be opening up. If they don't patrol that area better, guess what? That place is going to be like drug heaven down there. Off down there by those caves. And I bet those people are just waiting for that place to open up. So hold on. Oh yeah, guys, and one other thing, this bar down on 23rd Street, there's a vehicle. You can't really see it really good, but there's a guy that was setting spot in this bar when we went by. And it just makes me wonder how they sometimes set people across. Well, see, bars sometimes do this if the bars ain't all on the up and up either. Because if they're dealing drugs and stuff, they use them as a lookout, so if other police or something are coming along. So this area through here, let me back this up just a little bit too, because this is also where they were, you see this over here, you see this vehicle. This is also where they were doing a lot of the prostitution. They were parking down here alongside the road down here and stuff. Now that's been cleaned up pretty much. But whatever's going down there in that BP deal, that guy, like I say, the one drives that one Harley. And all those Harley guys, all of them, those bikers, they all know who's doing what. You know, it isn't like that they don't know what's going on. But why is this guy using the BP station down there area back behind there? Because like I say, I've shown 2 other videos of stuff going on. One time they were in a heated fight, that guy and that gal. Don't know, guys. It's a little bit strange. Shoot, I've been having a couple of them walk up and down my street. There's a white gal and a black guy that walks about a block behind her. Look like he's pimping her out or something. That's right here in Independence on East 47th Street South. But Independence has been driving up and down a little bit, which is good. It's keeping some of that stuff down. Well, because all the... Oh, hold on, guys. All right. That thing popped up for some reason. They figure they got the upper hand because they can just keep doing the drugs indefinite. But, hopefully down the line, they'll just fall over, right, guys? Because, I mean, if they're doing bad things, doing illegal things anyway, it's what they get, what they deserve in the long haul. But hold on for one more second. So for this week and this weekend will be my winner. Where the guy and gal was trying to kill one another in this truck at Walmart parking lot. Just another day here in Kansas City and Independence, Missouri. All right, guys, I'm back. We're going to wrap this up. Video don't lie. Photos don't lie. Audio don't lie. You know, when people are doing stuff like that, they're not going to get out of it. And it's bad here. Kansas City. I mean, I wanted to make one real quick also deal. You know, they never found that guy got run over up here in Raytown. And that was over, I think, almost 2 years ago. He had a couple kids by, I think, a lady. And I just can't imagine them not being able to find who that was with all those cameras there. It just, they said, and then they had a deal just posted just today about that, I think, again. You know, I was thinking about that lately because I was thinking, I just can't imagine him not being able to find who did that. You know, there's always somebody out there who knows something. And that's just really odd. Now, I just don't think that there was enough effort put into that out there. Definitely not. I was up here in Raytown. If I can find it, I'll show you another thing. That's another reason why you don't do all these drugs and stuff, because this car was in front of me, and it turned its left turn signal on. Guess which way it turned? It turned into a driveway, went right, guys. Right up in Raytown. I was thinking, oh man, if I can find it, I'll post it for you guys later on, because it's kind of funny. Anyway, you got to laugh at some of it, because there's a lot of bad stuff here in Kansas City and Independence, Missouri. But then, like I say, there's a lot of good people here trying to clean some of this up too. So anyway, guys, keep your eyes open and stay safe out there.